Assalamu alaikum students. Today this lecture generating ideas is for second semester English compulsory. In the previous lesson we already studied generating ideas and I gave you some basic introduction on what is pre-writing, okay, and then I give you some tips for generating ideas. These are the tips that you can see, and then we defined what is free writing. Okay, today's topic is about ways of collecting data. Now there are 6 ways of collecting data that we are going to study. The first one is brainstorming, second one is clustering and mind map, third one is listing, fourth one is tables and charts, fifth journalist questions, and sixth modeling. These are the 6 ways that we are going to study how you collect data, okay, or how you collect information when you have to write something, generate ideas. How do you collect information? First one is brainstorming. It is the process of free thinking and generating ideas without being bound by restraints such as is this a good or bad idea. Okay, so in brainstorming what we do, we think freely and we are not restricted by this thought that is this our idea, is it good or bad. Brainstorming is like free writing in that you write down whatever comes to your mind without stopping, but it is different because it looks more like a proper collection of words and phrases than a string of sentences. Look back at your free write and capture the important concept into words and phrases back at the text and pull out the main ideas and concept. Okay, this is just an activity, you can leave it. Okay, so just remember the definition of brainstorming. It is a form of free writing in which you can generate ideas and there is no restriction on the thought that is it good or bad. This is the basic idea of brainstorming. Now look at this example. For example, if you have a topic, role of women in nation building, okay, so this is how you brainstorm. You write or you think nurturing, teaching character as mothers and sisters, role in socio-economic development, what is the role of women in politics, what are the rights of women. So you will think about these points and then you will write these points which are related to the main points that you have chosen, and you make a sort of brainstorming chart in front of you. Okay, next technique is called clustering or mind mapping. Unlike listing, clustering highlights relationships among ideas. To cluster ideas, write your subject in the center of a sheet of paper, draw a circle around it and surround the circle with related ideas connected to it with lines. If some of the initial ideas lead to more specific clusters, write them down as well, like this. For example, you have a topic in your mind, sports. Now you may first make 4 great categories of sports: individual sports, water sports, team sports, contact sports. Okay, and then from further individual sports you have tennis, golf, cycling, track. Water sports you have the swimming, diving, water polo, and so on. So from these are called clusters or mind maps. You make them on a paper, and then when you have a mind map in front of you, then you start writing your essay. This is a very good technique of essay writing. Now the third one that we have is called listing. Listing ideas is a good way to figure out what you know and what questions you have. Listing thoughts and ideas helps the writer to narrow his or her subject and identify his position. In other words, he can treat his early list as a record of his thoughts and a springboard to new ideas, not as an outline. Once you have generated a lot of material on your topic, it is time to take stock and begin to narrow down and organize your ideas. Listing helps you to do so. Now, you have lots of ideas. Now you have to list them. For example, you have a topic, basic human rights. Now you will list all the related things: right to live, right to food and shelter, right to get education, right for freedom, right to vote. This is how you make a list, and then this is how you generate ideas. Another technique is tables and charts. Use phrases or words that are central to your topic and try to arrange them spatially in a graph, grid, table or chart. In this way you will get a visual representation of your ideas. If you cannot imagine the shape of a chart at first, just put the words on a page and draw lines between or around them. Okay, how you make tables? This is the way. For example, topic is Wi-Fi in the classroom. What are the advantages, what are the disadvantages? So you can make two tables and write advantages and disadvantages, two columns. Similarly, this type of diagram is called Venn diagrams. Okay, so if you have to write the characteristics of cats and dogs, over here you will write characteristics of dogs, over here you will write characteristics of cats, and this is the portion in which both cats and dogs characteristics are common. Those you will write over here. So this is a way of generating ideas, and then when this figure is in front of you, you can easily write your organize and write your essay. Then another technique for generating ideas is journalist questions. When gathering material for a story, journalists routinely ask themselves who, what, when and where, why and how. In addition to helping journalists get started, these questions ensure that they will not overlook an important fact. Whenever you are writing about events, whether current or historical, asking the journalist questions is one way to get started. Okay, so the WH questions, who, what, when, where, why and how, these are very important. For example, one student whose topic was the negative reaction to a film began exploring her topic with this set of questions: who objected to the film, what were the objections, when were the protests recorded, where were the protests most strongly expressed, why did the protesters object to the film, how did the protesters make their views known. Okay, so these type of WH questions are called journalist questions. And the last technique that we have is moodling. What is moodling? The origin of the word Moodle is unclear, but it is used in the early 20th century to essentially mean dawdling and frittering away time while letting your mind wander and chew on thoughts in a relaxed way. I find that when I moodle for an hour one day, I sit down, the words fly out of me to the next, and it has produced some of the most creative and original ideas. Okay, so moodling is just thinking in your mind. Let your mind go to extremes in all directions, here, here, here and here. In all directions, let your mind roam about. Think for an hour, think about the topic. This is called moodling. Okay, now these were the 6 techniques of collecting data, and now I have an activity for you. You have to create a cluster mind map based on this topic, wonders of science. Okay, and how will you make that? I will show you like this. Use this technique, clustering, and make a mind map, and you can get it checked by me later on, okay, by sending me through WhatsApp. So these were the techniques, and if we look at your syllabus, let me open that. Let's see, second semester syllabus. Okay, take a look at your syllabus. It is there in front of you. Yes, we have started your course writing process, generating ideas, collecting information in various forms such as mind maps, table, list and charts. So today we have covered the first topic, generating ideas. Now in the previous lecture you just have to remember the definition of what is pre-writing and what is free writing, okay, with examples. And there were some tips also. Remember those tips, just the main headings, okay. And then today we did collecting information. How we collected information, this we have also covered, okay. So in the, tomorrow's lecture I am going to start with identifying audience, purpose and message. This will be our tomorrow's lecture, okay. So see you tomorrow then. Allah Hafiz.